That's a game, homie, that's a game. I don't wanna run down. Yeah. I don't wanna run down. That's a game, homie, that's a game. Homie, that's a game.
Yeah, I made in my ways like a cruise ship. Quarter key to new whip. Move brick, move the 8-ball like a pool stick. I'm all about my paper, that's a glue stick. Red nose stock, I have it barking like a blue pig. Who this? Steam red hairs, yeah, the shoe fit. Toothpick, flick, what's that stick? That's the roof Chris. Ruthless, Coop call it ruthless. Bitch, Karma Sutra, I'ma leave your bitch with sutures. Mind your medulla, nigga, I'm a shooter. Big shotty, oh, that Ruger, lick mayo, we gotta do ya. Take plows to move us, only the proud salute us. Hundreds of miles of movement, we gunning for sound pollution. Yeah, quit walking with your chest out, nigga. Nigga stomp you for your ears, the gun to make you breathe the rest out, nigga. On G, I already been the best out, nigga, that's me. Plus I'm fat, I guess it checks out, nigga, yeah. I ride until I overdose, chain froze, Nova Scopes, rolling toe, crush the God's gift, that's the holy smoke. Watching for the rolling folks, make a hole of toast and steam, man, I'm living the dream, you niggas only roast.
I don't wanna run down on it. That's a game, homie, that's a game. Catch your house, slip and sit down, zone. Yeah. Sucker try to flex, rip the pound on it. Homie, that's a game, homie, that's a game. Heavy is the head with the ground on it. Yeah.
All these pussy niggas frontin', that's how bodies get dropped. Casanova been the block, now everybody get shot. All my thugs like Pop, give a fuck about cops. Niggas frontin' get shot, I'm talking right on the spot. All my niggas with the shits, mask gloves, pistol grips. Won't hesitate to leave you slip. Frontin' on the click, riding around in the whip. 4 deep, 8 sticks, lay you down on your strip. Give a fuck who you with, huh? This shit they be talking, they ain't living, huh? Started out on them corners whipping them chickens, huh? Talking getting this money, we on the mission, huh? Yeah, I see niggas hating, don't see the vision, huh? Fuck, but they gon' make me get that pound on. Mob up and run down on. Yeah, nigga talking no lies. It's whirlwind, nigga, black tone.
I don't wanna run down on it. That's a game, homie, that's a game. Catch your house, slip and sit down, zone.
Man, let's start this joint, man. Let me get a year one time for the town chant. What's popping? You already know the vibes, man. It is I, the toughest of all things, Tough Stino. Please make sure that y'all hit that like button and subscribe. All right. If you're not doing that, I'm gonna take it that you are not a savant, champ. All right, and you may want to listen to Kells to get your common sense reactivated.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Use your scrobaskiers, all right? Use your mind and go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Mark the sharp. If you do want to join, you still can join, bro. On the live, man. All right. So yeah, today is day one of YNW Melly's trial. I don't know if y'all was watching it. I was a little some, a little bit of it, champ, but I did want to let y'all see what was going on with the case and the opening statements, because there's a lot of stuff in there that I didn't know as somebody that just doesn't really listen to his music and wasn't keeping up with it. I didn't know about a lot of this stuff that they had going on with this YNW Melly case. So we are going to pull it up. We're going to watch it. We're going to discuss it. All right. We're going to react to it. All right. YouTube, this is a reactionary video, champ. All right. Don't yellow my $sign. All right. Don't copyright my stuff, champ. All right. This is a reaction video. Deathpool News, salute. Mark the Shark. Poncho, Daryl Peoples, what's popping? Yes, I got my handy dandy tablet right here. It's not an iPad, but we're gonna go ahead and pull it up, man. Good sound, good video. We're gonna see exactly what happened today in this YNW Melly case, man. The opening statements was kind of crazy from the prosecution and from the defense. So we're gonna see exactly what happened here, man. All right. As you can see, your boy Mel's looking very. Now, some people were saying that he was looking scared. I don't think he was looking scared, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Son was looking scared at all. Because as you see, it's gonna be very hard for, in my opinion, the prosecution to prove without a reasonable doubt that he did this. All right. Hold on one second. Let's get to the opening statements real quick, G's. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, champ. Let's go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On October 26th of 2018, this defendant shot and killed two of his friends. He killed Christopher Thomas and Anthony Williams. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to set out the story and how this unfolded and lay out what I expect the evidence will show during the course of this trial. First thing you're going to hear is that at 4:35 a.m. on October 26th of 2018, Cortland Henry, the co-defendant, shows up at Memorial Miramar Hospital.
All right, hold on. Let's pause it right there because we got my son Mark the Shark in the building. We're gonna pull up Mark the Shark so Mark the Shark can go over this with us, being as though Mark the Shark does have a law background. All right. Baheem Snub Brown, salute. Finally caught alive again. Salute from the 313. You already know the vibes, champ. Yo, listen, if your notifications is not working, turn them off and then turn them back on, champ. You should be fine. All right. You should be fine. Let's get my son Mark the Shark in here. We can't see you yet, champ. There you go. All right. Let me see. I may have to do it a different way, but yeah, I may have to do it like this just because I want to show everybody the video. All right. All right, bet. Let's get back into it. Let's go, champ. Melly. Now, I just want to just let everybody know, son, that it only is going to take 8 out of the 12 jurors to convict this man and sentence him to death. All right. They passed a law in Florida saying that only 8 people needs to convict you or to say that you're guilty for you to be convicted of the death penalty in Florida now. All right. So it is kind of different than, needing every juror to be on the same accord, because you don't. All you need is 8 out of the 12, and Melly is LeBron does. All right. Let's keep it going.
He has 2 dead bodies. In the front passenger seat is Anthony Williams. In the rear passenger seat is Christopher Thomas. They are dead. They are riddled with bullets, and the car is full of blood. Christopher Thomas is sitting in the rear. There is multiple defects to his body. Anthony Williams, who is sitting in the front, has 2 major injuries. Officer Jessica Amangor is working a detail at the hospital. Cortland Henry runs in, starts telling a story about a drive-by.
Quote unquote.
Drive-by.
The bunny ears, champ.
Henry, and you're going to learn a lot about Miramar geography during the course of this trial. Tells a story that he and his buddies, just the 2 that are in the car, were at a music studio here in downtown Fort Lauderdale at 805 Northeast 4th Avenue. He's going to tell law enforcement, and you're going to hear this statement. You're going to hear the actual audio of him telling law enforcement. We were at the recording studio. We drove home because they lived out in West Miramar. You're going to hear Cortland say that they come across in the path of travel, that they're getting off the highway on I-75 southbound to go west on Miramar Parkway. And you're going to hear that on Miramar Parkway, sometime between 160th, which is also commonly referred to as Dykes Road, and 172nd, Cortland Henry says they were shot at. That he ducked down, and you'll see him doing that in the video, and that he didn't see any car, he didn't see any people, he has no information, and that he quickly went to the nearest hospital. So you're going to learn that when you go on Miramar Parkway and you take that right at 172, Memorial Miramar is just about 1 mile north. So the distance between most major intersections in Broward County is 1 mile. So you're going to learn that from 160th to 172nd, 1 mile. From 172nd to the next major intersection on Miramar Parkway, 184th, 1 mile. So you're going to hear and find Mr. Henry's statement that the car is traveling westbound on Memorial Parkway, then goes north on 172nd and shows up at the hospital for the drive-by is completely and utterly false. How can I tell you that, ladies and gentlemen? Well,
now hold on. So just so everybody could be clear, none of this has nothing to do with what YNW Melly said. She's saying this is what the driver Henry, his last name is Henry. This is his account of what happened. So from what she's saying, the driver pulled into the hospital with 2 dead bodies. The driver is, from what she's saying, giving the account of what happened that night. So to me, if I was a juror, I'd be like, what the hell does this have to do with YNW Melly, champ? All right. This other person doesn't look like to be sitting in the courtroom at this point in time. All right. So she's basically just giving the accounts of what happened. She has not mentioned YNW Melly yet, except for that he bodied his 2 friends. All right. But she's going to get to it. All right. Salute to everybody. Say, bruh, says Mark looking cool with that square. Deathpool News, what up? Our Father, what up? Centoya, Scion, yo, listen, man, y'all names be, you know what I'm saying? I used to sell rocks, champ. I can't pronounce all y'all names. All right. Let's keep it going.
At this point, shut down the entire length of Miramar Parkway. From 160th.
Why is it looking like that, champ?
And they sit and they walk side by side for an hour, that mile-long stretch, looking for evidence of this drive-by. Because evidence is the remnants a crime leaves behind. And in this case, the lack of evidence is very important. There is a lack of any evidence whatsoever to support that a drive-by happened on Miramar Parkway. What would they look for? Shell casings.
Right.
Glass fragments.
Right.
Projectiles.
Right.
Tire marks. You're going to hear that there is none of that found whatsoever. So then they say, well, maybe we have the time frame wrong. Maybe we have the location wrong. So they walk an additional line from 172 to 184th. Still nothing. No broken glass, no projectiles, no fire casings. Detectives know they have a Jeep that they are looking at the Memorial Miramar Hospital that has 16 easily identifiable bullet defects. That has a broken out rear view window and 2 broken side windows on the passenger side. Things aren't adding up. So detectives work backwards. They are then able to determine that 805 Northeast 4th address, that it's a recording studio, and that the recording studio is equipped with cameras. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see footage from both inside and outside of that recording studio. You're going to learn that on the morning of the 26th at approximately 1 p.m., detectives went out to the recording studio to try and see if somebody had followed the victims, to find out how they knew where they were going to be to set up this drive-by. In the video, that is the first time detectives learned that there was actually 4 people in that gray Jeep, and that the defendant, Jamel Dennis, is in the rear driver's side seat. So let me set the scene for you at the recording studio, because there's actually 8 young men there. You're going to hear they arrived at the recording studio. Not much was getting done. They were tired. They left at 3:19, and they got into two vehicles. So first vehicle is a red Mitsubishi SUV. In that red Mitsubishi SUV, four individuals get into it. Travion Glass, Dontavius Withers, Jacoby Mills, and Adrian Davis. They are in the red Mitsubishi. In the gray Jeep, you have the driver, Cortland Henry, rear driver's side passenger, Jamel Dennett, Anthony Williams in the front seat, and Cortland Henry again, the driver, Christopher Thomas in the rear.
All right, so I'm confused now. So when the driver first initially went to the hospital, did he not say it was 4 people? Like, so Melly wasn't there because it was only 3 people in that car.
He
right?
came late.
So now, yo, bro, this nigga is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, when you look at it and when you hear what she says, they know exactly what happened.
Yo, that's like, bro, why would you put your, like, I mean, I guess you have no choice after they find the footage and they like, oh no, it was somebody else in that back driver's seat, champ. I mean, like, and they could point out that it's you. I guess you have to at that point. But it's just, bro, y'all kids, man. Y'all don't be street savvy, man. Like, y'all don't be street savvy enough to be doing all this extracurricular stuff outside of rap. Y'all don't. All right, like it's just beyond me how many mistakes this kid made. The first mistake was if he actually did do this crime. Doing this crime would be the first mistake. Second mistake would be after you said do this crime, your getaway skills is horrible, champ. I'm not gonna hold you. Your getaway skills are trash, champ. My God, did you want them to catch you, champ? Did you want to get that good old lethal injection, champ? That's where I'm at with it right now, and it gets more crazier for y'all watching. You know what I'm saying, like it gets crazier. Like this is just the tip of the iceberg. She just pointing. She just getting him or getting the jury to place him in that vehicle, right? Everything after this gets crazy. I'm just letting y'all know it gets crazy, champ. All right, it gets crazy. Somebody said, no one got football numbers. They came out all right. I don't understand what you mean. This man is facing death. I'm not going to. He's facing the death penalty.
Yeah,
he's facing.
There's nothing about numbers on that one. It's the worst.
Oh, so imagine they slid with 38 snubs. That's why they can't find the casing. Well, from what they said, is it was 40s. It was 40s. It was some 40s, champ. It wasn't no 38 specials. It wasn't no revolvers, champ. It was 40s because as you go into here, they do find casings just somewhere else, right? Hey, this is crazy, but it's real. My mother went to prison like that. Rest her soul. Somebody back in the day she used to rock with. They hit a lick and somebody got passed away. He got caught and told on my mom's. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Your mom's did that whole time for the body? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
That's too much.
yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Let's get back to this video because this too gets crazy and more crazy, champ. All right.
You will find, and what you will hear, ladies and gentlemen, is that this gray Jeep leaves the recording studio, goes over to I-95, takes I-95 south to 595, 595
Look at Shorty in the back.
to I-75 south.
She look like the clown off of what's that movie, bro?
Traffic cameras from the Department of Transportation.
Huh?
They show the cars going across 595 one after the other.
Damn, bro. What's that movie with the clown, bro? And my son, Michael Jai White. The super Spawn, nigga, Spawn. She like the clown on Spawn. My son John Leguizamo. Yeah.
In those videos, you're not going to see them stop. And it's just a small portion of which is covered by cameras on that. But then what you're going to see is the cell phone evidence.
Cell phone evidence. You niggas can't stay off y'all phone, bro.
The digital leash. The item that is carried around in everyone's pocket, in everyone's car, you use on a daily basis.
And they will use this against you in court. Just to let y'all know about your phones,
you're
champ.
going to see, as Janelle Demons leaves that recording studio, he's got his phone in his hand, and he's playing on his phone. You're going to see on that phone information that Anthony Williams had his phone with him. And the interesting fact
She got the cake too a little bit, I think.
Is Anthony Williams, the deceased in the front passenger seat, and Janelle Demons, who is the shooter, in the rear driver's side passenger seat, have the exact same make and model of cell phone. Not only do they have the same make and model of cell phone, they are on the exact same cell phone plan.
All right,
They're
stop that.
using the same service, the same cell.
So right there, basically at that point, since they're on the same plan, same everything, they basically just have to go to the plan holder.
Right.
And like, all the pings off of all the satellites.
And that's what she's about to get to. That's the next thing she's about to say. Like, so they was on the same towers, they was on the same, and that's what she's about to come with the locations, champ. She's about to ping the locations, and she's about to tell everybody the locations of where everything happened. And when they go from the locations, that's when they find the actual shell casings, and it gets crazy, bro. Like it's definitely crazy, bro. Like, you ever said the violator, the terrifier. That's a fact. Shorty in the back looking like she's definitely about to turn into something else. We need to do security training for these little dudes, bro. Nah, see, what we need to do is train these little dudes to understand that they don't need to be in gangs. They don't need to be shooting each other. They don't need to be doing this type of stuff. This is what we need for security. Because if this, and I'm not going to say because the trial is still going on, right? I mean, I can't say whether he actually did it or not. But if it is to be true, we need less security, more prevention, more, y'all don't need to do this. This stuff that they doing with the rumors of him bodying his two mans, he got famous like that.
Exactly.
His whole stock went up. Like, I'm saying, like, if you didn't know him before, you knew him after the little rumors. The same thing that happened with TK. He didn't get hot until the race came out. Now, I'm saying, like, it's really the consumer's fault. And I'm going to keep saying this every time. It's the consumer's fault. Because if people didn't pay attention to these guys, once bad things happen, or pay attention to these females, once they get BBLs, it will be less and less of those things happening. To me, that's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My crackhead Uncle Tyrone put me hip on IMSI catches. I don't know what that is, bro. Back in like 09, like this ish been around forever. Copy. What the hell was that? All right.
Yeah.
So let's. Yeah, I don't know what that is, bro. It's probably some shell catchers type stuff or something like that, man. Let's get back to this video.
At 3:50 a.m., going through the guard gate at Sunset Lakes. That was the gated community in which the individuals were all living at the time of this homicide in October of 2018. On the Sunset Lakes guard video, the red Mitsubishi goes through, the gray Jeep doesn't. The gray Jeep instead goes north and then proceeds to go to the actual scene of the homicides. The gray Jeep goes north on 184th up to Pines Boulevard. From Pines Boulevard, it travels west all the way to the edge of the Everglades, where it is desolate, where it is dark, where there are no witnesses. The gray Jeep goes down south on US 27 and turns left on Pembroke Road. You're going to learn that Pembroke Road does not connect through. That right there, Pembroke Road dead ends at a trash facility. That at that recycling facility, you're not going to see people. You're not going to see activity. There's no street lights. And at 4:02 a.m., Jamel Demons exits that vehicle and stages that driveway. Because, ladies and gentlemen, remember, at this time, Miramar is working backwards. They're looking for communication to figure out how and why, how the location of this Jeep was known, why they would be targeted. At that point, there is no communication. You're not going to see any sort of phone calls, any sort of text messages going out, setting up any sort of meeting at the edge of the Everglades at 4 in the morning. What you are going to find is that after the surveillance footage is brought up, some of these other individuals say, oh no, we stopped. We stopped the car and Mr. Demons on the side of the highway got out of the gray Jeep and got into the red Mitsubishi. But ladies and gentlemen, it's important to know and look at the details. Because the details don't match up. One person says, oh, it's at this location. One person says it's over here on the side of the road. Look at what the physical evidence shows, and that's what I would suggest to you as the most reliable things. So on the physical evidence, the Jeep is towed to the Miramar substation, and a search warrant is executed on it. And at that point, officers, crime scene technicians, and investigators start going through the contents of the Jeep. And all of the ballistic from the drive-by are all coming from the passenger side in towards the driver's side. And then from the rear of the vehicle forward towards the front. The medical examiner's office is also conducting an investigation. You're going to hear testimony about the autopsies that were conducted on Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas. And this is when the suspicion, the investigation takes a turn. Because at that point, the fatal wounds for Christopher Thomas and Anthony Williams are coming from inside the vehicle, from the rear driver's side passenger going out towards the passenger side. The other interesting thing the medical examiner's office is going to tell you is that when the drive-by was staged at 4:02 a.m., the victims were already dead. The medical examiner was able to testify.
Hold on, champ. Hold on, champ. So, hold on. Wait. So, this is what's going on right now. So, she's saying that your boy Melly from the back driver's side bodied because the coroner reports say that the death blows came from inside the car, right? So it had to come from if they on the passenger side, it had to come from their left side, right? So those is the shots that actually bodied them. Now she's saying that at 4 o'clock, so they were driving around, which everybody probably knows, but they was driving around with bodies for a little while before they got over there by the Everglades. Now I heard somebody suggest, why not just drop the bodies off of the Everglades, champ? Isn't it crocodiles there, champ? Right? But that's neither here or there. So he then gets out the car and stages what they say, what they're saying, what they're alleging. All right, because this is not fact. All right, but they're saying that he staged the by getting out the car, going to the back, and going to the passenger side and shooting them again once they was dead. All right, but little do he know, and this is very damning because with that type of information and with these doctors and forensics, bro, they can tell if what time this person was shot, which shot was the death blow. They could tell all this stuff, son. So it doesn't really make no sense how son. And she gonna say the death blow came like 40 minutes or something before all the rest of the shots. They can tell, son. They can tell, bro. Like, this is why you just gotta chill, because they can tell. The only way for him to have got away with this, bro, is the Everglades. He went straight to the Everglades, champ. Why didn't you finish at the Everglades? Daryl People said it seems like the prosecutor came prepared, given a precise. Yo, bro, this is why I had to bring this to the Republic. This is why me and Mark the Shark had to bring this to the Republic, because to me, it seems very damning, bro. Like, everything, and she's not done. I'm just, this is a reaction video, so I got to stop it every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? To give my reaction. But hey, listen, man, from what she's saying, your boy Melly RIP'd them and then was driving around with them trying to figure out how can I make this not look like we just bodied these guys, champ. Drove way down to the edge of the Everglades and then proceeded to get out and dump into the back of the car and into the passenger side, hitting already deceased people. This is what she's saying. And God, this is why I don't have friends. I'm not gonna hold you. This is why I really don't have friends, bro. Because Jesus Christ, bro, you live with these people. If this is true, you live with people, right? Let's keep it going. Oh shit.
And that the additional wounds that are consistent with and exits at the top.
Look, bro, watch.
Then the fatal shots to Anthony Williams to his head that enters in the back of his head and exits at the top, blowing out the front passenger window, was fatal. And that the additional wounds that are consistent with the trajectories going through the vehicle, he's already dead. There is a post-mortem inflicted gunshot wound.
Wow.
The same for Christopher Thomas.
Yo.
You will hear from the medical examiner's office, Dr. McDougall and Dr. Souter.
McDougall's gonna get you locked up. Anybody named McDougall's gonna get you locked up. Respectfully.
That was the fatal shot for him. You're also going to hear about stippling. Stippling is unburnt gunpowder.
That gunpowder,
that's ejected from the front of a firearm when a bullet is fired. The best way to describe that and make it easy to understand, you have a handful of sand, soot, and a golf ball. You throw it, the golf ball is going to go the furthest because it has the most weight, the most mass. The sand,
this bitch on physics shit too, champ.
So it's going to go a little bit further, but not as far as the golf ball. The ash, the soot, has almost no weight, no mass. Therefore, it can't have any energy put into it, falls very quickly. So that is the same principle that comes to gunshot residue and the powder tattooing that you're going to hear about, the stippling. The bullet travels the furthest. The gunshot residue, the powder tattooing, the stippling, creates a pattern. And from that pattern, the medical examiner's office can give an approximate distance.
Yeah.
Why can they not give an exact one? Because their firearm in this case was never recovered. Law enforcement made diligent efforts to go and dive multiple canals, search multiple areas, apartments, storage units. They were never able to find the firearm. So without the actual firearm that was used,
she didn't have to say this.
You can't accurately and reliably recreate a distance determination. Common sense, ladies and gentlemen. The things that you learned in elementary school science about conducting science experiments, they apply just as much now as they did then. You have to minimize the number of variables. That's the only way to get an accurate experiment. So if you don't know the type of gun, you can't minimize the variables to get that distance determination. So what you're also going to hear is while law enforcement is going through that Jeep, they find one spent shell casing.
Damn.
For a .40 caliber firearm. Why is that important? That shows a gun was fired
Inside the car. Yeah, son.
You're going to hear that at once the location of US 27 and Pembroke Road was discovered, law enforcement goes out to that area as well. And there they locate an additional 8 shell casings.
Jesus Christ.
.40 caliber.
Jesus Christ, man. Jesus. Melly, bro. Like, they find one shell casing in the car that's a 40, right? Then they go to the scene where they pinged the location to where you guys was by the Everglades, right? They find 8 more shell casings. Some of those are 40s, champ. What do you think they're trying to pin together here? That somebody in the car had the same toast as somebody else had the car when y'all went to the Everglades, and they saying that YNW Melly was the only one that got out the car. So it's oh man, Mel's kid. This may be the first rapper we seen sentenced to LeBron dust. Not gonna hold you. This may be the first rapper we ever done see sentenced to that infamous. Where's that, champ? I'll play it one time before we go forward. Bron dust.
Yeah.
Nasty yet exquisite work. When the police and lawyers got this much evidence against you, it's gonna be kind of hard to fight back from. Man, I'm not gonna hold you. It's gonna be hard. Let's go.
But the interesting thing about that is that doesn't happen on October 26th of 2018. This happens on November 21st, almost a month later. Because that's when law enforcement gets the reliable cell phone tracking data that they use to determine that's the area that they need to be searching. Because at that location is where the cell phones of Christopher Thomas, Anthony Williams, and Jamal Demmons all line up at 4:02 a.m. That point, afterwards, Mr. Demmons' phone tracks with the 2 victims until about 4:20. So 15 minutes before Portland Henry takes the victims to the hospital. During those 30 minutes, you're going to hear as to where the path went. You're going to hear that law enforcement then searched that path again looking for trace evidence, such as firearms. They didn't find it. But you're also going to hear that Jamal Demmons, on the side of the road, made a FaceTime video.
Jesus Christ.
At that point, he starts setting up the story. He FaceTimes his girlfriend at the time, Mariah Hamilton. Mariah Hamilton gets the phone call and screams, waking up her mother, Felicia Holmes.
Damn, how they know the whole
sees the defendant, Jamal Demmons, on that FaceTime video call. And you're going to learn, ladies and gentlemen, that that's a data event on a cell phone. That it's not a call for the purposes of the cell phone companies.
Right.
It's using data, accessing the internet.
So what does that mean? Oh, ping?
Felicia Holmes and Mariah Hamilton see Jamal Demmons outside, and he is saying he's just been involved in a drive-by, and he thinks Anthony Williams and Chris Thomas are dead. So what you're also going to find out is while Mr. Demmons is out there on the side of the road, 4 in the morning, 4:42 specifically, he sends a drop pin.
Oh, God.
Digital homing beacon to his current location. To one of his friends, Frederick Gibbons. Frederick Gibbons is also involved in the music industry. and he asked to be picked up. Frederick Gibbons then, about 11 minutes later, is sent another drop pin where Mr. Devins has moved a couple of meters. What you're going to find out as well, though, is these digital leashes, they have more than just phone calls, accessing the internet. They have health data. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to find and hear and be able to see the videos at the recording studio and see Mr. Devins taking steps. Lo and behold, look at the health activity data of a doctor.
Damn.
That's what it is.
They even got access to my son's step-o-meter, champ.
Then you're going to see it 402 a.m. Another 70 steps. Then at 4:42, the time frame in which he's sending that drop pin to 4:53 a.m., you're going to see 1,397 steps.
God damn.
This data showing the defendant had the phone and was using it.
My son took 1,000 steps on his nervous type swag.
Is the defendant committed the crime? And to do that, the state intends to show the evidence that the phone was there at the murder scene. And there were no other phones there. There is no one else out there at 4 in the morning. So to do that, the state has to convince each and every one of you that this was
Not each and every one of them. Only 8.
You'll see in the messages and the contents of those messages him identifying himself. This is now giving out that phone number.
Jesus Christ, boy.
As being his phone number. 772-713-9807.
Damn.
And to further prove that, the state is going to jump to Instagram, the Facebook, the Snapchat. Because contrary to popular belief, Snapchat doesn't disappear.
Snapchat, listen, contrary to popular beliefs, y'all niggas gotta relax on the social media talking crazy through y'all messages and thinking it's gonna disappear, because if something happens, they can get whatever they need paper-wise to be able to go through your shit. This is facts. Your step counter, your heart rate, your mood, like nigga on the 2nd of June, Mr. Stino's mood was purple, champ. He had a purple-like mood, and he took about 5,000 steps trying to lose weight. All right, they could tell all of that. They could tell all. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Like,
you notice she says digital leash, right?
Digital leash, not a phone.
It's attached to you. It will follow you. Like, that's the worst thing. We're not in the 60s or 70s where you can kind of, nobody sees you, nobody knows anything.
Digital leash is crazy. That means not just that it's tied to you. You're tied to something. It's right. A digital leash. You have a leash on you, which means you're under surveillance. You're the one that's tied down. You have a leash on you, champ. It's not like you didn't have a phone. We can find out everything that happened from your phone, champ. And from which she has a little bit more to say, and then we're gonna get into the defense side, because I seen somebody say, "Oh man, the defense did a pretty good job." I'm not gonna hold you. We're gonna get into that as well. But she got a little bit more to say, and we're gonna talk about it, man. Then we're gonna get into the defense. Salute to Showface News. I seen my son in the building. He said he was only gonna be here for a while. He said, "My son, Professor Mark, salute. You already know the vibes." Did they say health data? Yes. They counting son steps, all right? They counting son step. Man was on the move. He took 1,753.5 steps, champ. All right. When they clock your steps, yo, son, this is crazy, dog. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. This is crazy, bro. In fact, y'all, we got to start learning about how these ops operate, and how the police utilize them to criminalize you. How these apps operate. I said ops. I'm too hood, bro. We gotta move better. Yes, sir. We do gotta move better. And number one is just stop talking. Right? Number one is just stop talking. And you're gonna hear she's not done with the she's only just begun with the social media. That's why I stop. But the thing she's about to say about YNW Melly is crazy because I didn't know this stuff either, champ. Right? Let's keep it going. I always gotta put my goddamn passcode in, bro. All right, yeah, here we go.
Detectives were able to write a search warrant and get contents of Snapchat. And there are things that are there, and there are things that are not. And so, ladies and gentlemen, specifically, the Instagram, the defendant during the course of the months of October 2018 through December of 2018 gives out his phone number 15 times.
God damn!
Says, this is me, all during the same time frame.
Yo, so hold on, quick pause. The reason why she's saying that is because if he says, well, that's not my cell phone number, nigga, you gave it out 15 times the month before. You've been giving out this number saying this is Melly and call me and all this up, bro. This is your number. They just pinging that cell phone to him so they can paint the pings to the cell phone to him so they can pin him to the crime, champ. All right. You was there. This is your cell phone. You gave the cell phone number out. We got your Instagram. We got your Snapchat. We got all the stuff. They are doing a hell of a job. Like I said, I don't want to see nobody go to jail, but I'm watching this like the finals, champ. I'm watching this like LeBron versus Steph, champ. All right. I'm watching it just like I was watching the finals because it is very interesting to see how dumb these niggas are, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. All right, let's go.
He's giving out that phone number. So one of the other elements that you heard about initially was that this was committed by a criminal gang member in furtherance of a criminal gang.
Rico, champ, Rico.
So what you will learn from the evidence, from the Instagram, from the private messages,
here we go, champ,
was that Jamel Demons is a member of the G Shine Blood Set.
I said, goddamn. Yo, I say, goddamn. Now niggas is G Shine Blood. Yo, bro, listen, man. And she can tell all this from his Instagram. This is what y'all gotta understand. They can tell all this stuff. Listen to what she's about to say about the codes that he was using. They know y'all niggas be doing all this, champ. Y'all do all of this, champ. Y'all love it. Bringing it up, bringing it down. But when y'all niggas get caught and they be like, well, you're in the, oh, no, I'm not in the gang. No, not me. I drink tea and I eat crumpets. No, you do not, champ. You do this and you wild out and you do drive by. And on the whole nine, they got it. They got it down pat, bro. Oh, God, bro. Melly, son.
Yep.
I don't want to see
all that stuff. They got all those pictures of people with him and.
Oh, no. It gets worse, champ. Let's get back to it because it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse to the point where he damn near admits that he was the one that bodied his friends, champ. It's crazy, bro. That's where the IMEI come to light. IMEI. Oh, yeah. It's somewhat like the hard drive to your phone. Yeah, the IMEI is like your phone social security number. I used to work with Verizon, so I'm hit, champ. I'm hit. All right, let's go.
This is not a stage personality. This is not an actor that's playing a character. This was his real life.
He's really a gangbanger, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will see that as soon as October 24th, 2 days before the homicide, Jamel Demons is learning the oath of loyalty to the G-Shine Blood Set.
Goddamn! You learning the oath online, champ? Yo! You can't make this up. Bro, y'all some weirdos, champ. For real. Y'all really weird, son. G-Shine don't come from Florida. But you know who else is G-Shine, I think? Fat Boy. What's son name? 1090 Jake. So I guess some New York shines went to Florida, start putting niggas on and all that, which is, it is what it is. I say, but goddamn, how she know you was G-Shine from your Instagram, bro? This is what y'all don't understand. Y'all getting yourself clinked every time, bro. Every time, bro. This is like, he got quoted in all, bro. He went to ICDC Blood College, champ. This nigga went to the University of Phoenix Bloods, champ. Respectfully. This was online blood education, champ. Corny.
That's way too much right there. Your whole internet history is basically just showing you up. That's
you
crazy.
Can't deny any of this, champ. You can't deny any of this. You just can't deny any of this, bro. Let's get back to you. God damn, G-Shine Blood. God damn. And she, Shorty is on some Shakespearean type. Like, she did it right. Her stanzas was right, champ. The way she formed what she's saying, and now she bringing, not only did son do the bodies, but this may be one of the reasons why he did it, because he G-Shine Blood, and he just took the oath to be G-Shine Blood like a week or so before these events actually happened.
Yep.
Is that why 1090 Jake say he's involved? I don't know, champ. I don't know. Bruh got liked in. Facts. If you get 1,000 likes, you can be blood, champ. Today. Not tomorrow, but today. That's crazy, champ. Let's keep it going, man. Jesus Christ.
You're going to see things in these messages that will be indicative of blood membership.
Indicative, champ.
For example, anytime a word would normally be spelled with a C, as in Charlie, they don't use that.
They don't use that.
They replace it with another B.
Yo, say.
They say, I got the brib.
Oh, no, she just. Yo, she just pulled the brib out, champ. Yeah. Oh, they got him. They got him, champ. They got him. Hook, line, and sinker, champ. Once they see you replacing the C's with the B's, you want some boplet, bit bookies and all that, champ. All right? They already know what type time you are on, sir. You are or must be a blood member, champ, because they replace the C's. Yo, son. Caucasians are awesome, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, just the way that they set things up, like, I'm gonna play that again. She's ill for that.
Anytime a word would normally be spelled with a C, as in Charlie, they don't use that.
They don't use that.
They replace it with the letter B. So instead of saying, I'm at the crib, they say, I'm at the
brib.
Ladies and gentlemen,
why is it
his C is associated with cribs. B is for bloods. So if you look through all the messages, you will notice time and time again, Jamel Devins is dropping C's and using B's.
You dropping the C's, champ.
And you're going to see pictures, you're going to see videos of the defendant doing something called stacking.
Champ,
which
throwing
is a
it up.
way to show a gang affiliation and to broadcast it to the world. And this is not just in music videos. This is not just in lyrics. Because we're not going to get into that. That's artistic expression.
She said we're not even going to use none of his music stuff.
We are here.
We're not using his music stuff.
Murdered two individuals. So in summary, the last thing I want to tell you that the evidence will show is that in the Instagram, because the defendant had a moderate social media following at the time of these events, people are reaching out to him. Some fans, some friends, some associates. You'll see on October 26th, after about 8 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time, multiple messages are coming in. Messages are coming in from individuals checking to see if he's okay. if he's been injured in this drive-by. It's true that Anthony Williams, who's also sometimes referred to as Sack, and Chris Thomas, who is referred to as Juvie, are really dead. One individual, and specifically, sends out, and I want to quote the message.
She got a little image back there. I ain't gonna hold you. I see a little bit of image.
It says, right after this, yo, homie.
Yo, homie.
Let me know something. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is where context matters. What does that mean? If you work at Google and you say, my whole floor is coding, that's a good thing. If you work at Broward General Hospital and you say, my whole floor is coding, that is a bad thing. The context around the messages matters. So in the context of this message, this individual is reaching out, asking if Mr. Demons is good, after he's been tagged in multiple social media posts about this drive-through, this shooting. And Mr. Demons responds very succinctly, I did that. Shh. Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of the evidence.
Yo, bro. Y'all might as well just get y'all t-shirts now, champ. Y'all might as well get y'all rest in peace shirts now, champ. I'm about to roll one. Because what she just said is that in October, somebody messaged him via Instagram. It says, yo, are you good? Let me know something, bro. Like, because everybody's been seeing that he was a part of a drive-by. He was getting popular at this time. He responds, which I'm gonna play again, champ. He responds and says, I did that. Shh.
Yeah, that's not fun.
That's crazy right there, champ. That's that right there. She didn't even have to say none of the other stuff. The ping location, the none of the other stuff really. I mean, it matters, but Jesus Christ, this man just said that he did this to somebody on Instagram, bro. And like I said, I'm not reviewing this as a fan of Melly because I'm not a fan of Melly, right? I don't know not one song that son did. Not gonna hold you. I'm reviewing this as somebody who wants to understand what's going on, and I don't have no dog in the fight. Unlike people like little Boosie, all right, that just want to see killers and other things like that. Bad people walk free, champ, without even hearing both sides of the story. My son just an enabler. All right. I am more concerned about what happened, what makes sense. It's intriguing to me to make sense out of what's going on, right? And from what she says, bro, this man said he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said he did it, bro. Let's play that again. Jeez Louise, rice and peas, champ.
Very multiple social media posts about this drive-through, this shooting.
She said drive-through, so drive by, champ.
Responds very succinctly. I did that. Shh.
Hold on, champ. I don't think you understand.
Context matters. If you work at Broward General Hospital and you say my whole floor is coding, that is a bad thing. The context around the messages matters. So in the context of this message, this individual is reaching out, asking if Mr. Demons is good.
Mr. Demons,
He's been
champ.
tagged in multiple social media posts about this drive-through, this shooting. And Mr. Demons responds very succinctly. I did that. Shh.
Crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of the evidence,
With the cakes, turn around with the cake, yeah.
that you will find the defendant guilty as charged of the first-degree murder of Christopher Thomas and Anthony Williams. Thank you.
So
Dropped
now
the
they,
ball at the end.
what she said, yo, hold on, bow. She dropped the mic on them niggas like, yeah, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Yo, so that was the prosecution side, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what y'all think about that. How do y'all feel the prosecution did? Before we go into the defense's side, I would like to know how y'all felt about what y'all just heard on the prosecution. Because a lot of this stuff I did not know because I don't pay attention to YNW Melly or none of these young cats that do stupid things. I don't really pay attention to them. Like TK and all that. Like I didn't really. Once everybody was like, "Oh, he did a song. He's on probation or parole." I was like, "Oh yeah, he's cooked. He's cooked." Like I don't know why you play with them people like that, bro. Hey, you're cooked. Now he's in jail talking about, "Oh, if I was white, if you was white, you'd be cooked." Still, champ. You know what I'm saying? White or black, cooked. But as far as this goes, Mark the Shark, how you feel about what the prosecution had to say, champ?
Well, I feel like she said everything that she needed to. I mean, we live in a day and age where, yes, your location, your phone messages, all that stuff can give you away. And again, it's the evidence, it's the way they gathered it all, you know, retracing steps, going back, checking where it was here, there, this way. I mean, at that point, if they're doing all that work, all that, you know, trying to figure out what happened, they're going to stumble upon some things. I mean, it's one of those.
What's the most damning evidence before we get into the defense? What's the most damning evidence that you heard her say?
So I would say the most damning evidence right there. I mean, it's a toss up, right? So it's a toss up between the paying of the towers and shit, and then again the fact of, I mean, he said he did it. That right there, I mean. You have him in a location. You have him basically saying he did it. I mean, and then you just go through and look at the forensic evidence. It's not much.
So with me, it's even without the cell phone footage, they can still put him in the car from the camera footage. I mean, even without the cell phone pings, they can put him in the back driver's side or the back of the driver's side. They can put him in that car from the cameras at the studio.
Exactly.
The forensic evidence is saying that the death shots, the shots that took these young men's life, came from his side of the back of the car, son, from inside the car. That's damning, but I need to see some type of gunpowder testing done on his hands or something where they find gunpowder on them or something like that.
That's where I think she was just leading people. You know, the fact of the golf ball, the dust, and all that stuff. It's leading. It's not like I'm going to tell you exactly like this is going to be a big thing. I'm leading you into the fact of, hey, okay, cool, sweet. So you see the trajectory of the bullets, you see all this other stuff. Then you're going to see that like there should be
some type of gunpowder residue on him, unless he had a full on like bodysuit with gloves and stuff like that. It should be some type of gun residue powder testing done on him, or maybe because he didn't get locked up, like they didn't really start looking at him until like a month later, something like that. Maybe he had already washed it off or that dissipated a little bit. I don't know, champ. I don't know. But
I think what we're gonna do is say that there was somebody sitting in that area. There's not gunpowder residue on the backside of the seat. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So where's the gunpowder residue at? Right.
Right. And where is it not?
I agree. Too much phone usage the entire time. Now, when you're not gangster, but you do something gangster, you panic. You panic. All right. Oh, like the reality set into what you just did. So now you going into defense mode. You trying to call people and all this other stuff. It's just like, bro, these guys weren't brought up to be gangsters. They weren't brought up to be in gangs. You live, no offense to anybody that lives somewhere that's I consider nice, but you live in Florida, bro. Like, I don't really see the real need for all that. I know people, oh, well, Dade County, yo, bro, this place, y'all made it like that. Understand that's paradise. Y'all made it like that. It don't never get cold. It's palm trees, and y'all made it like that. It's not like how New York was made or Chicago or something like that, bro, where it's cold and it's like damn near unbearable for half of the year, champ. And it's like run that, like, come on, champ. Y'all wilding. Y'all wilding. I just want to be something that y'all see and that y'all admire. All right. Let me get to the defense, because I do believe that the defense did a great job as well. Look at your boy Melvis. Look at your boy Melvis, y'all. Look at your boy Melvis. Hey, demons.
Yeah, and his last
My
name
son, demons. Yeah, his last name definitely don't help.
No.
That nigga dreads look like one big ass ponytail, champ. It's your boy Melvis, champ. He's like, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. Do I stand up or sit down, champ? Sit down, champ. Oh, bro, they laughing and all that. Like, yo, bro, you are sentenced. Yo, bro, you are on trial for death, champ. All right. This is a death trial. Let me get to the defense real quick, because they took a little 5-minute interlude. Here we go. I like the defense person, son. I'm not gonna lie. Dude was suave.
It's that charismatic energy.
Yeah, it's like, and he didn't look baffled at all either. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. They took a minute to cut the damn sound on. Here we go.
Endless resources to perform their mission of pursuing justice.
It's my son David Allen Greer, champ.
But that's not what occurred. What they will bring you is a case that is riddled with reasonable doubt.
Fire.
That is founded upon an incompetent and incomplete investigation.
Fire.
And the exercise of poor judgment at every turn. The state cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt the allegations that they have made. And there is a reason for that.
Fire.
You recall Miss Bradley, some of you may recall, during jury selection, going to great lengths to let you know that she does not have to prove motive. And she's right. The law doesn't require her to prove motive.
Now hold on, y'all. So what happened real quick is the defense. He said that's Al Roker. The defense. What they did was let you know exactly what their job was.
Right.
But y'all probably didn't catch that. So what their job is not to prove that YNW Melly is innocent. What they're going to spend their time proving that the prosecution did not prove that he did it within a reason, without a reasonable doubt. This is they're not trying to say that YNW Melly is innocent. That's a given without them even having to say that. What their job to prove is that what the prosecution or what the state is bringing forward does not prove that he did it without a reasonable doubt. So that's what I like about this, because the defense doesn't have to really do too much. All they have to do is pick apart what the state is bringing forward. All they have to do is just pick it apart. Like, oh well, this like a lot of the stuff that she said, some of it was damning, some of it was, you know what I'm saying, a little bit doubtful, champ. All right, let's keep it going.
A young man to wake up one day and decide that he's going to kill two of his best friends. Best friends that he grew up with, best friends that he hangs out with, best friends who he lives with, best friends whose careers he was trying to launch alongside his own. They have no reason for why he would do this. Because there is no reason. And if there's no reason, it doesn't make sense. And if after 4 years of investigation, the state comes and says, hey, he killed two of his friends, his best friends, and you're wondering why, and their answer is, oh, I don't know. That's the first indication that they're just guessing and don't know what they're talking about.
My son said that's hanging with Mr. Cooper.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, by itself is reasonable doubt. Why he could commit such a heinous crime against his own two best friends for no reason.
Now that was a little bit of trickery because they don't have to prove. Well, they do have to prove motive for, I believe, first degree, right?
Correct.
All right. So he is right. They should have to prove some type of motive or some type of pre-planning in order to be able to get that first degree murder charge. They would have to prove some sort of motive.
All right? I could ruin the whole argument right there, though.
You said what?
I can ruin that whole argument right there, though.
His whole argument?
Oh, the beginning part, yeah. So basically at this point, right? So we already talked about the G-Shine stuff, right?
Right.
Knowing what I know, blood in, blood out. I mean,
like initiation type of
right.
thing, yeah.
Right. So again,
I got shot on somebody's blood initiation. Come to find out, I was somebody's blood initiation. That's why I got shot.
So you understand, as somebody who understands could destroy that argument.
Right.
I mean, it's not necessarily.
But can she prove that?
That is
without a reasonable doubt, because you would need that evidence.
That's what I'm wondering what they have for text messages and all that other stuff.
It's gonna get crazy.
That's what I'm gonna say is probably what they're banking on. They're banking on, okay, cool, you want to see our evidence? Okay, cool, sweet. We have this text messages. He said this, he did this, there's a picture of this. It's going to be, and then again too, I mean, friends, or were they people that, you know, he could have used, or
right?
You would have to go through and look at like childhood photos and see how close they were and all that other stuff. Right now, I mean, it's a great defense, right?
Right.
It's just, again, the prosecution is going to go through and look at all their little points that they're trying to, and they're going to try to go against that.
Yeah, they're going to try to prove it even more thoroughly.
Right, exactly. And then the defense goes back on the defense, and you know what I'm saying? It's back and forth type of stuff. So this
like
right here, great.
Like I said, this is the Cavaliers versus the goddamn Warriors, champ. All right, this is game 7. This is game 7.
What happened here is that lead Detective Moret, saw a video of Mr. Downs getting into a car 40 plus minutes before bodies were found in that car. And then he discovered that Mr. Demmons was a rising star. From that point on, he decided he was the only person that could have committed this crime. Because if you're involved in prosecuting a star, you become a star. This was his big break. And he had tunnel vision, zeroed in on this person, this young man, as the only possible perpetrator of that crime, to the exclusion of all other leads and evidence. There's a difference between cases that are investigated and cases that are fabricated. When a case is investigated, the state uses all its resources, its investigators, its experts, and all its energy to identify leads and run them to ground. When a case is fabricated, first a target is chosen, and then the state uses all its resources, its investigators, its experts, and its energy to run that target into the ground. That's what occurred here, and there's a reason why I say that. There are a number of leads that you will discover that were identified by the officers, but were either completely ignored or given short shrift. I'm going to let you know, run through a few of them by way of example. Let's start with the most obvious one.
The driver.
Cortland Henry.
The driver.
Thomas Bradley started her opening statement by describing some of the lies that he told, as though to impute them to Mr. Devins. Those were not Mr. Devins' lies. Those were his lies.
Right.
Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two dead bodies, car riddled with bullets.
This nigga's LeBron James.
He shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt. Gunpowder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Ray-Bans, you may be wrong, champ. Because from what this man is saying, and see, this is why watching this stuff is so cool, because you get to understand the type of games that lawyers play, right? So the prosecution started out with saying that the driver of the car, Mr. Henry, went into the he pulled up into the hospital with the two dead bodies, and he was giving all types of statements that was wrong, right? She never mentioned that he had gunshot residue on his hands, champ.
Right.
She never mentioned that he had gun residue on his hands. So if that driver had gunshot residue on his hands, how could you paint YNW Melly with no gunshot residue as the shooter? And this is what I mean about reasonable doubt. And mind y'all, this is a jury of his peers.
Right.
This is not a jury of 60-year-old people or 45-year-olds or 35-year-olds that have more. These are people that should be around his age. Now, do they know who YNW Melly is? Probably, champ. Probably. See, I smell a Southern Railroad game, allegedly. I smell them not being able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that YNW Melly did this. That's what I say. Because if the driver has gunshot residue on his hands, how come he's not on trial? It may be exactly what the defense said. Y'all saw the star and y'all decided to put all your effort into seeing if he did it instead of everybody else that was there that you know that was in the situation, plus the guy that actually arrived with the 2 dead bodies in the car without YNW Melly wasn't even there.
So what I heard allegedly, and this is a big allegedly, is because I read this like right before or around when this happened, right? So somebody was saying that they both shot into the car. So it's like at a certain point, without that, like a video footage of them both doing it, there's no way to tell. Melly could have washed it all off. That's why he didn't have it. So again, yes, there is a lot of doubt right there. So the defense is doing a very good job of
Doing
saying, hey,
this nigga is LeBron, Chant. I mean, I may be watching or we may be watching it different than anybody else watching it, but if you understand the way the law works, they have, I mean, it is only an 8 out of 12 jury to convict him, Champ, but this is a jury of his peers. Understand that. And even the text, right? Even in text, somebody can say that they did anything that they want to do, bro. He can paint that what he said. The defense can paint that any type of way, right? They can say something that doesn't make sense to you, but it may have made sense to him at the time. But as long as they don't have that gunshot residue, to me, if I was on the jury, I would say not guilty. It's no way you could convict him. You put him in the car, but was he there when the bodies was found? No, champ. So how are you going to convict him? You're trying to put him in a place where there's no evidence for him to be there. Like there's no evidence for him to actually have shot nothing. All the evidence is on the driver. From what I'm seeing, all the evidence is for the driver. All right. We're gonna get back into the defense. It says, boy, if Melvin gets off rap career, and it's crazy because his rap career is going to be talking about how he got off with 2 bodies.
Yep.
And everybody's going, oh yeah, he beat it. Like, bro, if it's true that he did it, bro, that's kind of messed up to me, son. I mean, and then to me,
the whole double jeopardy thing, he could talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Afterwards, and it's like the whole OJ thing. It's like, if I did it.
Right.
You know, so it's like, I feel like there's a lot of, those type of playing games when somebody, gets off when they shouldn't have, or, so we'll see. We'll play it out.
We'll see. Let's keep it going.
And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket. Not Corbin Henry. There were 3 phones in that car. There were 3 people in that car. So they take him at his word, despite suspicious circumstances, and they let him go on his way. They soon discover that he's lying about the location of this incident, and they went back to him, and they labeled him a victim. And they said, we know you're scared. Tell us what happened. He lies to them again. They let him go. And they know where he went. They know the location that he went. They know the house that he went to right after. And any investigator worth his salt would have thought to maybe execute a search warrant on that location.
That's a fact.
To see if you find any bloody clothes, any DNA, any blood, a weapon maybe. You guys are probably familiar with the series First 48. That's founded on the proposition that if you botch an investigation within the first 48 hours, you pretty much botched it for good. It's 48 months plus later. They still haven't served a search warrant on that location. Why? Moretti already had his man. What's the point of an investigation? To find out what happened. He's using all his resources to try and prove what he has already concluded did happen. So, after Portland Henry. Lead number 2. Gentleman named Montrell Roll. And his sister, Nia Hewitt.
Damn.
Who were they? Well, another police department came into possession of jail calls between those two that occurred within 3 days after the murders, and discussed what they describe as intimate details of the murders. Intimate details means details that are not in the public domain. So 3 days after, these two people are discussing the details of a murder. They go out and interview Miss Hewitt. They don't interview Mr. Roll. And they ask her, well, how did you know all these intimate details? Oh, I heard it, something to the effect of a word on the street. Doesn't say when she heard it. Doesn't say who she heard it from. Case closed. They move on. That's lead number 2. That was ignored. Then there's Robert Colbert. Who is he? He is a gentleman that owns a social media account by the name of Backwards. This social media account, almost immediately, within days after these murders, posts this message: LOL, we killed 2 of your niggas. Oh, really? Took him 7 months to go and talk to Mr. Colbert, the owner of this account, that posts what amounts to an unequivocal confession to involvement in that murder, in those murders. 7 months. Why? Already had this guy. And when they go and talk to Mr. Colbert, what does he say? He said, oh, I created that account and I sold it for $20 to somebody else. Who'd you sell it to? Oh, I can't remember. Were you at the murder scene? No. Did you do it? No. Case closed. That's it. No more investigation. It would occur to a reasonable person, let alone a seasoned investigator acting in good faith. Why would somebody buy an Instagram account when you can create one for free on your own?
Now this is where he loses me, because people buy social media accounts all the time. All right, it's easier to, like, if I would have bought a YouTube that already had 10,000 subs, I probably would be further than where I am now, opposed to making a whole fresh YouTube and getting all my subscribers from out the mud, all my views from out the mud. People do buy Instagram accounts. However, to his point, there's multiple people that are confessing to these bodies.
Right.
There's multiple confessions. So to only pick out YNW Melly's confession would be biased. And like I said, this lawyer is just proving reasonable doubt.
And again,
that's all he has to do.
He's going to attack the method and the people that are collecting all the evidence.
Yeah.
And
like, why didn't you investigate these people that, you know, the guy with the gunshot residue, the girl and the guy that was talking on the jail call about the murder, the person from the internet that actually said that they actually committed the crime? You're not going to investigate them till 8 months, 7 months down the line, after you already done had in your mind that YNW Melly did this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense, like everything he's saying, except for the purchasing of the social media accounts, because people sell social media accounts and buy social media accounts all the time. And a lot of times you don't know who it is that's actually buying it. Ray-Ban says, yo, Tough, if he's guilty, do you think he deserves DR. What is DR, champ? Death row?
That
If he's guilty, um, I would say, I mean, if that's what it is in that state, yeah, champ, yeah. If that's what it is in that state, yeah, bro. Cause that's if it's exactly what the prosecution say, this is some sick, demented stuff for you to body somebody and then you drive around for 40 minutes and then go to the edge of the Everglades, get out the car, and you and your mans dump in the car and shoot already deceased bodies. And then you send your man to the hospital without you, so that is kind of it's kind of nasty. But yeah, to the fullest extent, I guess, champ. All right, to the fullest extent. I'm not Boosie, bro. I don't care if these guys are street guys or if these guys is rappers or if I have a relationship with them, bro. Like certain things, like this is not like selling work, or this is not like nigga, this is a double body, right?
right.
This is not nothing like he just scammed for a couple of $100,000. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand that. Niggas be broke sometimes, champ. Like, you know what I'm saying? But this right here is kind of nasty. So yeah, whatever it is in that state, if that's the harshest penalty that there is to have, if it's true that he did it, which is not really about if he did it or not. It's about if they can prove without a reasonable doubt that he did it.
Right.
That's really all it is, bro. Like, is if they can prove without a reasonable doubt that he did it. Do I think that they can do that? No, I do not think that they can do that. And from what the defense is saying, he's breaking it down why there's reasonable doubt. So I don't think he's going to get the death penalty. I don't think he's going to get charged. I think he may end up walking, but at the end of the day, I'm not one of those guys that have picks, bro. Like, I got a family, I got kids, bro, and I feel like a lot of this stupid stuff just need to stop anyway. So that's how I feel about it, champ. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I mean, it's either that or life in jail. Like, what you think he deserved 8 years? Like, if he did this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, champ. Like, what do you think he deserves? You know what I'm saying? If this is actually true, a double body, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you feel like he deserves for bodying somebody for no reason? What do you think he deserves for acting like he's in a gang that he did not grow up in and trying to be a tough nigga and you singing on your songs? What do you think niggas deserve? I'm not one of them guys, bro. Like, I don't care about nothing. Like, I see everything for what it is, bro. These kids is wilding, and they doing a bunch of stuff for clout. They doing a bunch of stuff to try to get street names. And if this is true, then man, he get what he deserved, bro. I mean, that's just how I feel about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Right? No morals if that's the case. Yeah, bro. I mean, son, like, you already on, bro. Like, you was already almost on, bro. Like, the need to catch bodies and the bloodthirst that has taken over our community is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying is crazy. To me, it's crazy. Like, I didn't grow up having the urge to body people. I grew up with an urge to hustle. I grew up in the hustle era.
So it's like the crabs in a bucket analogy. It's like, are you gonna step on somebody else to get up?
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start using that type of logic. Like, if the prosecution basically says, I mean, Melly was the one who had the better career. He was going to get on all this other stuff. These people would have propelled him to a superstar level. I mean, they could always go that angle as well. The defense.
That don't make sense though, because if he's the star, how is these people supposed to propel him? He's going to propel them because he's the one with all the fans.
It's that clout. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if they explain it in a way where it's just like, okay, cool, sweet. So, you know, like in the rap industry, you know, you get shot at, you get into situations Your
Right.
name Buzz.
Right. Okay, yeah. So not they was going to propel his career, but him being actual the street credibility from catching those bodies is
Right,
going to propel him. Okay, yeah, I
right.
understand.
So at that
Yeah,
point, it's one of those type of things where if the prosecutor is aware of what's going on, like me, I always kind of like dig into stuff, like if there's a case about like pharmaceuticals or something like that, I would dig into what the pharmaceuticals do and all this type of stuff
right.
to understand that life. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was a scientist making medicine, that's what I'd have to put myself in, you know? So they have to put themselves in their shoes, and that's why they break it down and explain it in layman's terms and all that.
Yeah, I think they do a half-ass job at that as well. Like they know to replacing B's with the C's, but the whole clout chase thing it may be a little too deep for them to understand. Like I mean, it'll be kind of hard for people to understand that don't live the life to really understand. Like, you know what I'm saying, like when people go to jail, even without the music stuff, right? So when people go to jail where I'm from, when they come home from Rikers, they're the toughest niggas in the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they got that name now because they done been to Rikers. No matter if they was putting in work in Rikers or not, it's just the awe of you being able to survive Rikers. It gives you that street credibility. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. And that's the thing. People like you and me can understand that.
right.
If you don't live that, don't care about it, go
Nah.
home.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Facts.
saying. That's how it is. If these lawyers don't understand, they're not going to be able to explain it correctly.
Right.
So things you and I see, we could obviously, tear it apart and be like, hey, you guys are missing this. You don't understand that. Social media doesn't work that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But again, we're talking about a lot of people who don't live the lives we do or invest in things that we invest in.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact. That's a fact.
It's like talking to a 5-year-old. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna understand some things, but you have to kind of get it down to their level so that they understand.
Right. And the only way to do that is if you understand yourself, which, like I said, the prosecution and just like police and all that stuff, like they understand a little bit. Like they understand the code switches, they understand a lot of stuff, but some stuff is a little bit too deep for them to understand. Like, why would he do this, right?
Right.
Dope Action
Right.
says no one probably know why Melly off them boys were. I mean, nobody knows, man. Let's get back into the defense because we've been on for an hour and a half, champ. I want to get this defense, at least the defense, over with. Let's go.
If not to hide your identity. And if somebody goes to the trouble of buying an Instagram account to hide their identity and then confesses to a murder that you're investigating, maybe you ought to go and figure out who that person is and talk to them. And maybe there is no such person. Maybe it was not sold. Why did somebody create an Instagram account and sell it for $20? And if he's in the business of doing that, that's of interest. And how would anybody know to go to him to buy an Instagram account?
This man does not go on the internet at all.
No investigation. Case closed. Let's move on.
The page turns is getting me tight though.
David Hedgepath.
I saw that too. I was like,
Like, come on,
He
though.
had a Twitter account called Crucial Almighty. He posts a confession to this murder.
Damn. That's three confessions.
Something to the
Three
effect
different
of,
people.
"I'm coming at that chief." Can't remember the quote. You're gonna hear about it.
Bro, you got to remember the quotes, bro.
And essentially, it was a confession to involvement in the murders. It took them a year and a half to go and talk to him. They knew about it a year and a half earlier. It took them a year and a half to go and talk to him. Why do you do that unless you've already concluded that you know who committed the crime? You've already determined who your defendant will be. And when they go to this young man and ask him, well, actually before, this is a year and a half before, they said, oh, we've determined that he was just trying to start an internet beef to advance his career. Who told him that? Without talking to a soul. So it took him a year and a half to go down there and track him down. And when they do go and track him down, they say, hey, did you commit the murder? No. Were you in the area? No. Where were you? Well, I could have been at work. At work where? Any one of 3 places. Okay, could you give me your work schedule? As though that would prove anything. He said, well, I can get it now. Oh, no, don't worry about it. Just email it to me. Really? And he doesn't even do that. There is no report that he even follows up and sends him an email of this mysterious work schedule proving that he wasn't at the location. They conclude, oh, he's not there. Wasn't him. Case closed. Is that how we do this now? That's not all.
Damn.
There are several other people who are potential suspects who were not tracked down. You are going to hear about them during the course of this trial. But beyond that, 3 years after arresting this young man and sticking him in a cell, the state looks at its case and says, oh man, this looks a little incompetent. Miramar police seems to have botched investigation upon which this entire prosecution rests. And he looks at it and he says he instantly knew he had to start from scratch. I think his words were, it was the worst thing I had seen in my life.
Damn.
This is the Broward Sheriff's Office evaluating the work product of the Miramar Police Department. And we have problems with the Broward Sheriff's Office redo as well, but you're going to hear about that during the course of this trial. Ladies and gentlemen, the murder of anybody and the murder of these 2 young men was a tragedy. You're not here to solve a crime. That's their job. And they have watched it.
That is damning right there.
Mm-hmm.
Jurors often get confused as to their mission. You can't do a job unless you know what that job is. Every civil society needs to have a prosecutorial arm prosecuting crimes and offenses. That's a noble pursuit. There's nothing wrong with that. And every country does it.
Right.
In some countries, the prosecutor decides who the person is, they send a cop to go arrest them, they throw them in jail, that's the end of it. We don't do that in this country. What we do is we ask, are you sure about what you're talking about? That's the purpose of this proceeding. You're not here to judge Mr. Demons. You're here to judge the sufficiency of the state's case.
Yep.
That is your assignment. You're not here for a show to see who you like more. There are 2 grades, beyond a reasonable doubt and not guilty.
Facts.
A+, everything else is an F.
Facts.
There's no A's, there's no A minuses. You stay.
He said he badgering the jury, Chip. You got to
Yeah. Start talking with the jury.
Imagine a company saying, we're going to put on the market fat-free milk. And the lab, their mission is to determine whether or not there is fat in the milk. And what do they look for? They don't look for milk. They look for fat. The state is telling you they have a state that is free of reasonable doubt. You're not here looking for proof.
You're looking for reasonable doubt. That's a fact.
And if you're off looking for the wrong thing, you're going to miss what you are here to look for.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. This nigga is a great lawyer. I'm not gonna hold you.
Right.
My son got the skin fade, but
their entire case is hinged upon technology of a phone they claim to have been in Mr. DeMond's possession. What they fail to tell you is that they come across evidence that Mr. DeMond got out of that car before this incident. They ignore that because it's not consistent with their feet. What they fail to tell you is that phone comes back to the name of somebody other than Jamal DeMond. What they forgot to tell you is that their own witness will tell you that yes, that phone and Mr. Williams' phone and a number of other phones were all in the same account, and all of the people in the house used to use them interchangeably.
But
they're assigning it to him.
I don't believe that.
Because that is consistent with their
I'm not letting nobody use my phone.
Exactly.
They don't follow leads. They have no motive. Investigation was botched. The investigation, as a matter of fact, is still going on as we speak, up to a couple months ago. Yet they're here telling you they have proof beyond a reasonable doubt. I want you still investigating. The job of the state is to prove it beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. And if you're a reasonable person and you have doubt, that's reasonable doubt. There's a song called Things That Make You Go, If you say, that's reasonable doubt.
Facts.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Right. Period. That because that's doubt. The glove y'all saying that he wore, he can't even fit it.
Exactly.
Miss Bradley is charming. She's good at her job in some respects. But this is not a popularity contest. We don't give good effort. We don't give participation awards. This man's life is hanging in the balance. And if there is a scintilla of reasonable doubt,
I don't even know what scintilla means, champ.
to speak up and say so. You're not here to judge him. You're here to judge the sufficiency of their case. They have a big task in front of them. You should probably get to it.
Ooh. Ooh. Nah, my son right there is mean. I ain't gonna hold you. That's money well spent. I ain't gonna lie. That right there is money well spent. He said, yo, look, man, they got a pretty hard task ahead of them. I advise them to hurry up. Like, oh, crazy. My son dropped the mic on that. Like, oh, man. So my question is for the chat, man. If you're watching this now, if you're going to watch it later on, just leave in the comment section what side are you on? Which side had the best argument? See, now I'm gonna do this unlike any other platform, right? Because like I said, I don't listen to some music. Like I don't have a dog in the race. I'm watching it to really see who has the best argument.
Right.
And right now, I believe I'm leaning more towards the side of the defense. That's just me. Even though the evidence, they got a lot of evidence. A lot of the evidence is like circumstantial, bro. Like there's no gunpowder residue on the person that y'all saying did this, but there's gun residue on the person that y'all let go home, the driver. And I'm saying like it's gunshot residue on his hands, meaning that he let that toast off. So it's a lot of red flags, and like he said, if it makes you go, that's reasonable doubt. Period. And there was a couple of things that he said that made me like, damn, you're right. Like that said, like, well, son didn't have gunshot residue on his hands, and it was other people that said that they did this. Like, I mean, so, and y'all did say that he got out the car, like that he wasn't in the. So it's. I'm saying it's a lot of, to me, it's a lot of reasonable doubt. But that's why there's a trial, because the prosecution is going to have to prove what they're saying. And maybe they'll have stronger evidence to make me feel otherwise. But as of right now, as far as the opening statements, I'm going to lean towards the defense. How about you, sir?
So I will have to agree with you. The defense is more charismatic. Again, I did feel I do always like to side with the defense personally, because again, it's their job to prove it, right? So if we all go off of what everybody says, it's a witch trial. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just gonna go after somebody because somebody said something happened. Right. Oh, okay, cool, sweet. So that's the great part of the defense is, okay, cool, sweet. So I'm going to tell you everything that they did wrong, right? That shouldn't have happened. And that's going to be enough for them to be like, okay, well, we didn't do that, but we have this, we have this, we have this. But it's like, you don't have that.
Right. You don't have that.
Right. So from the defense, like, that's always kind of my like favorite thing is finding the weakness.
Yes.
You know, and that's the whole case. Like, okay, cool, sweet. So there's 3 different people that also admitted to the crime. Who are you going to believe?
Right.
I mean, are they all going to get in trouble for it? Is it just going to be Melly? Or,
right. Like, why is these other kids not on trial? Sleazer says, I like Melly. His lawyer killed his opening. I think he did too, man. Ray-Ban says, don't think his lawyer is that good, and there's some strong evidence on Melly. But just like the lawyer, and this is why I believe that the lawyer is good, because if you've never been to jury duty, not saying you, I'm just saying in general, if you've never been on jury duty and you don't really watch stuff like this, like I don't really do courthouse content and things like this, but once I watched a little bit of it, it was kind of interesting for me, so I wanted to do it. But like, people don't really understand what the juror's job is. The juror's job is not to convict a person. The juror's job is to go in there and to see if there's any reasonable doubt in that case. And the reason why I like the lawyer is because he let them know it's reasonable doubt here. Your job is to point out reasonable doubt. If there's reasonable doubt, it's either it's guilty or not guilty. Right. If there's any reasonable doubt, it's not guilty. And that's after he already pointed out several incidences of reasonable doubt. So to me, I believe his lawyer did a very good job. He was because after the evidence that the prosecution say that they have to come out and show different instances where it just don't add up is very, very dope to me to see that. All right. Triple O Skrilla says, real dope lawyer for sure, but because of the 9/11 Act, that cell phone location and metadata is ironclad. That's why the shorty was so cocky. For capital punishment, they damn near got NSA access. But if they can't Yeah, I mean, listen, it's so the metadata paints him there, but it's still other people that was there.
It doesn't put the gun in his hand.
It doesn't put the gun in his hand, and that's what you need in order to convict Melly of a double murder. You're going to need to paint him with the gun. The only person that you can paint with any weapon is the driver, Mr. Henry, because he got tested for gunpowder residue and it was found on his hands. So the person that showed up to the hospital with the changed clothes, no cell phone, and two dead bodies also had gunpowder on his hands. All right, so that's enough reasonable doubt for me to be like not guilty.
Right.
Because if there's any iota, like you said, we said a scintilla, champ. If there's any scintillota, champ, of reasonable doubt, this whole thing is not guilty. That's how this works. If there's anything that you saw in this where it made you say, damn, bro, like YMW Melly may not have, it may be somebody else that did this, champ, that means that he's not guilty. Period. That's how it goes. And to me, that first thing that he said with Mr. Henry gives me all the reasonable doubt that I'm looking for, champ. I could go throughout this whole trial and still have that reasonable doubt. If they don't say they tested YNW Melly and he had gunpowder residue on his hands, or there's a picture of son with the toast in the back of that car, how are you supposed to prove that he did it? You would need for the driver to come and be like, yo, listen, this is what happened. Me and him both got out the car, you know what I'm saying, and aired the car out, and you would need for somebody to snitch for real. You know what I'm saying? But then even still then, it's still word of mouth. Like, it's still like, bro, it's his word against mine. It's still reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's saying I did it. I'm saying I didn't. I didn't get tested with no gunshot residue, nothing found on me, no shell casing, no fingerprints, nothing, champ. So how could y'all say I did this, right? Salute to Robert Lester. You know the vibes. My dog always dropping in with the super chats, man. You know what I'm saying? And we've been on here for 2 hours. I ain't see no super chats, no cash apps, no nothing. But it is what it is, bro. I wanted to bring y'all the content, right? I wanted to bring y'all the content so we could break it down for everybody, man. If you appreciate it, do hit that cash up, man. All right, $, we are tough. Or go ahead and hit that super chat just like you seen my homie Robert Lester do. All right, show some love to the page, man. Ray-Ban says, got you. You're saying the jury is kind of in his favor too because of their ages. Exactly. It's a jury of his peers. They're in their 20s. A lot of them know who YNW Melly is. Whether or not they wanted to let the judge know that at jury selection or not, that's what it is, champ. All right. I can't imagine any 20-year-olds not knowing who YNW Melly is and not knowing the situation in the case and all that. So when that defense lawyer is saying look for reasonable doubt, I believe that they really doing that. Facts. I believe that they really doing that right now, bro. And what he said, it held weight to me. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm about to get up out of here. We've been on here for 2 hours. Salute to Mark the Shark. And make sure y'all go follow the homie Mark the Shark, man. Go ahead and go subscribe to Mark the Shark page, man. Everybody that you see up here, anybody that you see that I bring up here is family. Y'all make sure y'all go follow them as well. We're going to get this whole community of Republicans popping. You already know the vibes, man. Also, please make sure y'all go over to wearetough.com and copy out some Republic merch, man. Go ahead and support the wave today, champ. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to leave YouTube. You can scroll right on over to my goddamn homepage. I set it up so that you can scroll over to the homepage, right? And then scroll all the way over until you see where it says store. Click on store, scroll down, and you'll see all the songs, t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, leggings. I got everything on there, champs, everything on there. So you don't have to go too far to join the Republicans at that Czech Republic, all right? Salute to y'all. I'll be back on probably not probably. I'll definitely be back on at like 8:30 because I got a lot of other stuff to talk about that happened today. So salute to y'all. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell. Hit that like button before you leave. Please, bro. Please go ahead. Lift up your phone, champ. All right. Lift up your phone and go ahead and slam that like button down for me before you get up out of here. And once again, never chase clout because it'll leave you in very much doubt. Salute. Warning. Clouded teen causes extreme cases of dumbness, reckless acts of mookism, and total loss of morality. Are you chasing clout? So is everyone. But why don't you look the part while doing it? Get your official clout merch right now at wearetough.com. That is wearetough.com. If you're chasing clout and you're out here on some mookism shit, go ahead and go over to wearetough.com and get your merch today.